Right now, without even realizing it, your mind is creating a problem. Not a real one, but one that feels real enough to change your mood, your energy, even your peace. Nothing has actually gone wrong, yet something inside you already feels heavy. Your chest tightens, your thoughts start racing, and suddenly your calm is gone. And the strangest part is, you don't even question it. You just feel it, and you believe it. But here is the truth most people never see. You are not reacting to your life. You are reacting to a story your mind just created. A story about the future, about people, about things that haven't even happened yet. So what if I told you, the stress you feel, the fear you carry, the pressure in your mind, is not coming from reality at all? Stay with me until the end. Because once you truly see how your mind is quietly creating problems that don't exist, you will never experience your thoughts the same way again. Your mind was built to protect you, not to make you peaceful. Your mind is not here to make you calm, relaxed, or happy all the time. It is here to protect you, and that changes everything once you truly understand it. Long before your life became busy with thoughts, stress, and overthinking, the human mind had only one job: to keep you alive. It was always watching, always alert, always asking one question: what could go wrong? Because in the past, danger was real, immediate, and often life-threatening. So the mind learned to stay on guard, to expect problems, to prepare for the worst before it even happened. And even today, your mind is still doing the exact same thing, but your life is no longer the same. You are not surrounded by constant physical danger, yet your mind has not changed its habit. It still searches for problems, still scans your life for anything that feels uncertain, still tries to predict what might go wrong next. Even in moments when everything is quiet, when nothing is actually happening, your mind refuses to relax. It begins to imagine. It creates scenarios. It turns simple situations into something heavy. A small delay becomes a sign of rejection. A simple silence becomes something personal. An unknown future becomes something to fear. And slowly, without you even realizing it, your body starts reacting to these thoughts as if they are real. Your heart feels tight, your chest feels heavy, your mind starts racing. But nothing has actually happened. There is no real danger in front of you, only a story your mind has created. This is where most people get trapped, because they trust their mind without questioning it. Whatever the mind shows, they believe. Whatever it imagines, they feel. And because of that, they carry stress, fear, and pressure that does not even belong to reality. They think something is wrong with their life, when in truth, it is just the mind doing what it was designed to do: protect, predict, and prepare. But here is the part most people never realize. Safety and peace are not the same thing. Your mind can try to keep you safe, but in doing so, it can take away your peace. It can fill your quiet moments with noise, your calm moments with worry, and your present moment with imagined problems. And if you keep believing everything it says, you will always feel like something is wrong, even when everything is fine. Real peace begins the moment you see this clearly. The moment you stop treating every thought like truth and start seeing it for what it really is. Just a thought, just a possibility, just a story passing through your mind. When you understand that your mind is trying to protect you, not guide you, something inside you softens. You stop fighting yourself, you stop believing every fear, and slowly you begin to feel lighter. Because peace does not come from fixing every thought your mind creates. It comes from no longer following every thought your mind shows. You are suffering inside futures that don't even exist yet. Most of the pain you feel is not coming from your life right now. It is coming from a future your mind keeps creating again and again. You could be sitting in a normal moment, nothing serious happening, nothing actually wrong, and yet inside, everything feels heavy. Your chest tightens, your thoughts speed up, your mood shifts without any clear reason. And if you look closely, you will notice something very important. You are no longer in the present moment. Your body is here, but your mind has already moved somewhere else. It has gone into a future that has not arrived yet. A future where things go wrong. A future where people disappoint you, where plans fail, where you lose something, where something painful happens. And the mind does not just imagine it lightly. It pulls you inside that future so deeply that you begin to feel it as if it is real. You start feeling rejection before it happens. You feel loss before anything is lost. You feel failure before you have even taken a step. This is how silent suffering begins, not from reality, but from imagination. Your mind shows you a possibility, and you turn it into an experience. You don't wait for life to happen. You live it inside your head first, and most of the time, you live the worst version of it. And because this happens so quickly and so often, you don't even question it anymore. It feels normal. It feels like you are just thinking, but in truth, you are creating emotional pain from something that does not even exist. And the more you do this, the more it becomes a habit. Your mind keeps pulling you forward into what if, and maybe, and what will happen next. It keeps showing you unfinished stories, uncertain outcomes, imagined fears, and instead of staying here, in the only place where your life is actually happening, you keep leaving this moment again and again. You keep abandoning the present to chase a future that is not real yet. But here is the truth that changes everything. The future your mind is showing you is not reality. It is just a guess. It is a projection built from fear, memory, and uncertainty. It has no guarantee, no proof, no certainty. Yet you treat it as if it is already decided. And in doing so, you carry stress that does not belong to this moment. You carry pain that has not happened. You carry fear that may never come true. Real peace begins when you see this clearly. When you realize that your mind is not showing you the future, it is only showing you one possible story, often the worst one. And you don't have to live inside it. You don't have to feel everything your mind creates. You don't have to suffer for something that has not even arrived. The moment you bring yourself back to now, something shifts inside you. Because in this moment, nothing is wrong. In this moment, you are safe. In this moment, your life is not as heavy as your mind makes it seem. And slowly, as you return again and again to where your life actually is, the grip of those imagined futures begins to weaken. Because the truth is simple. You were never suffering from your future. You were suffering from the stories your mind kept telling you about it. You are suffering inside futures that don't even exist yet. Most of the weight you feel in your life is not coming from what is happening right now. It is coming from a future your mind keeps building again and again without your permission. You could be sitting in a completely normal moment, nothing serious going wrong, nothing actually falling apart, and yet inside you feel restless, uneasy, even afraid. And if you slow down and really look at what is happening within you, you will notice something powerful. You are not here anymore. Your body is present, but your mind has already traveled somewhere else. It has moved into tomorrow, into next week, into some unknown moment that has not arrived yet. And in that imagined future, your mind begins to create stories. It shows you things not working out, people leaving, plans failing, situations turning against you. It does not show you neutral possibilities. It almost always shows you the worst ones. And the deeper you go into those thoughts, the more real they begin to feel. Your emotions start reacting as if those events have already happened. You feel disappointment before anything has even begun. You feel fear before there is anything to fear. You feel loss before anything is taken away from you. This is how silent suffering grows inside you, not because your life is difficult in this moment, but because your mind is making you live in a future that does not exist yet. And the more you stay in those imagined moments, the heavier everything feels. Your energy drops, your mood shifts, your peace slowly disappears, all because of something that is not real. And the most dangerous part is that this feels normal. You think you are just thinking, just planning, just preparing, but in reality, you are hurting yourself with stories that have no certainty at all. Your mind keeps asking, what if? And every time you answer that question with fear, you go deeper into suffering. What if it goes wrong? What if they leave? What if I fail? What if this does not work? And slowly, these what-ifs start shaping how you feel about your life. You begin to carry tension for things that are not even part of your present reality. You begin to lose peace in moments that are actually calm and safe. But here is the truth that most people never pause to see. The future your mind is showing you is not real. It is only a possibility, and most of the time, it is a fearful one. Your mind is not predicting the future. It is guessing based on past experiences and hidden fears. It is trying to prepare you, but in doing so, it is making you suffer before anything even happens. And when you keep believing those thoughts, you start living your life as if those fears are already true. Real change begins the moment you step out of that pattern, the moment you gently bring your attention back to where your life is actually happening right now. When you look around and realize that in this moment, nothing is collapsing, nothing is being lost, nothing is as heavy as your mind made it seem. There is a quiet stillness in the present that your mind keeps pulling you away from. And when you return to it, even for a few seconds, you feel a shift. The pressure softens, the noise slows down, the fear loses its intensity, not because you solved the future, but because you stopped living inside it. The more you practice coming back to the present, the more you begin to understand something very simple but very powerful. You were never suffering because of your future. You were suffering because your mind kept forcing you to live there before it even arrived. And the moment you stop following it into those imagined places, you begin to feel lighter, calmer, and more at peace, exactly where your life has always been. The most dangerous illusion is that every thought feels true. One of the quietest traps your mind creates is this simple feeling that whatever you think must be true. A thought appears, and before you even notice it, you have already believed it. You don't pause, you don't question, you don't step back. You accept it instantly. And because of that, your entire emotional state begins to follow it without resistance. You could be completely calm one moment, and then a single thought enters your mind, and everything changes. A small idea appears, maybe about the future, maybe about someone, maybe about yourself. And suddenly, your mood shifts. You feel tension, doubt, fear, or sadness, even though nothing around you has actually changed. This is how powerful thoughts are, not because they are always true, but because they feel true. The mind does not announce, "This is just a thought." It presents everything with the same intensity, as if it is reality itself. It uses your past memories, your fears, your insecurities, and it creates a story that feels convincing. And because it feels real, you don't stop to check if it actually is. You follow it, you build on it, you let it grow, until it becomes something much bigger than where it started. A simple thought like, "Something might go wrong," turns into, "This will go wrong." A small doubt turns into a strong belief. A passing idea turns into a heavy emotion. And all of this happens so quickly that you don't even see the moment where the thought turned into something you believed. This is why the illusion is so dangerous. Not because thoughts exist, but because you treat them as truth without realizing it. You give them authority over your feelings, your reactions, and even your decisions. You allow something temporary, something unstable, something constantly changing, to control how you experience your life. But if you slow down just a little, you begin to notice something important. Thoughts come and go on their own. One thought replaces another, then another, then another. If they were all true, they would not change so easily. If they were all real, they would not disappear so quickly. The very fact that thoughts keep shifting shows you that they are not something solid. They are just movements in your mind. And yet, you have been treating them as facts. You have been reacting to them as if they define your reality. This is where suffering quietly begins, because you are not responding to life. You are responding to whatever your mind happens to produce in that moment. The moment you start seeing thoughts for what they really are, everything begins to change. You begin to create a small space between you and what you think. A thought appears, but instead of immediately believing it, you notice it, you observe it, you let it be there without letting it control you. And in that small space, you feel something different. A sense of calm, a sense of distance, a sense of clarity. Because now, the thought is no longer running your mind. You are simply watching it pass through. And as you continue to practice this, again and again, the illusion begins to break. Thoughts lose their weight, their urgency, their power over you. They become lighter, quieter, less convincing. And slowly, you realize something that changes the way you see everything. Just because a thought appears in your mind does not mean it is true. Just because it feels real does not mean it is reality. It is only a thought passing through, and you no longer have to follow it. You are turning small moments into heavy problems in your mind. Most of the situations in your life are actually simple, light, and manageable. But your mind has a habit of turning them into something much heavier than they really are. A small moment happens, something very ordinary, something that should pass quickly, and before you even realize it, your mind has already started building a story around it. It begins adding meaning, adding assumptions, adding fear, until that small moment no longer feels small. Someone takes a little longer to reply, and instead of seeing it as a normal delay, your mind starts creating questions. Why haven't they replied? Did I do something wrong? Are they ignoring me? And within seconds, something simple becomes something emotional. Your mood shifts, your energy drops, and suddenly you feel uneasy. Not because of what actually happened, but because of what your mind added to it. This is how most of your problems are created, not by life itself, but by the way your mind interprets life. A neutral situation is turned into a negative meaning. An unclear moment is turned into a fearful conclusion. Something that had no real weight is filled with thoughts until it becomes heavy. And the more you repeat this pattern, the more automatic it becomes. Your mind starts doing it without you even noticing. Every small situation becomes a trigger for a bigger story. The truth is, most things in your life do not come with meaning. You give them meaning, and your mind often chooses the worst meaning first because it is trying to protect you. It would rather assume something is wrong than stay in uncertainty. It would rather create a problem than sit in not knowing. But in doing this, it slowly takes away your peace. It fills your mind with unnecessary noise, unnecessary worry, unnecessary stress. And the hardest part is that it feels real while it is happening. You feel like your reaction is justified, like your thoughts make sense, like your emotions are coming from something real. But if you step back and look closely, you begin to see the pattern. The situation was small. Your mind made it big. The moment was light. your thinking made it heavy. Once you start noticing this, something begins to shift inside you. You begin to pause before reacting. You begin to question the story your mind is creating. You begin to ask yourself, is this actually happening, or am I adding something to it? And in that pause, you create space. Space between what happened and what your mind is saying about it. And in that space, you start to feel lighter, because you are no longer turning every moment into a problem. You are no longer letting your mind carry things that were never meant to be heavy. You begin to see life as it is, simple, neutral, unfolding, without all the extra layers your mind keeps adding to it. And slowly, something beautiful begins to happen. The same moments that used to stress you no longer have that power. The same situations that used to feel heavy now feel manageable, even easy. Not because your life changed, but because you stopped turning every small moment into something bigger than it really is. You are reacting to thoughts. Instead of living in reality, most of your day is not controlled by what is actually happening around you. It is controlled by what is happening inside your mind. A thought appears, and before you even realize it, you are already reacting to it. There is no pause, no space, no awareness, just an instant shift in how you feel. Your mood changes, your energy drops, your focus disappears, and you begin to move through your day based on something that was never real to begin with. This is how quietly your mind takes control of your life. Not through big problems, not through dramatic events, but through small thoughts that you keep reacting to again and again. A single idea enters your mind, maybe about the future, maybe about someone, maybe about yourself. And suddenly, you are no longer present. You are inside that thought, feeling it, believing it, becoming it. And the more this happens, the more disconnected you become from reality. You are no longer seeing life as it is. You are seeing it through the lens of your thoughts. Instead of experiencing what is actually happening, you are reacting to what your mind is telling you is happening. And those are not the same thing. Reality is often simple, neutral, even calm, but your thoughts make it feel complicated, emotional, and heavy. For example, nothing may be wrong in your current moment, but a thought appears about something uncertain, and instantly you feel uneasy. Not because something happened, but because your mind created a possibility, and you reacted to it as if it were real. And this becomes your pattern. You react to imagined conversations, imagined outcomes, imagined problems, and slowly, your entire emotional state becomes dependent on thoughts that are constantly changing. But here is the powerful truth that most people never stop to see. A thought is not a command, it is just a suggestion. It appears, and then it waits to see if you will follow it. And most of the time, without awareness, you do. You follow it into fear, into doubt, into stress, into overthinking, and the more you follow, the stronger that habit becomes. The shift begins the moment you slow down, the moment you notice that a thought has appeared, but you do not immediately move with it. You stay where you are, you observe it without reacting. You allow it to exist without letting it control you. And in that small moment of awareness, something powerful happens. You create distance between you and your mind. You begin to see that you are not your thoughts. You are the one who notices them. And once you see that clearly, you realize you don't have to react to everything your mind produces. You don't have to follow every fear, every story, every idea. You can let it pass and remain where your life is actually happening. And that is where peace begins to return, not by changing your thoughts, but by changing your relationship with them. You stop living inside your mind, and you start living in reality. You start noticing what is actually in front of you, instead of what your mind keeps projecting. And slowly, as this awareness grows, your reactions become softer, your mind becomes quieter and your life begins to feel lighter. Because you are no longer being pulled in every direction by your thoughts, you are grounded in the present, where everything is simpler than your mind makes it seem. The thoughts you keep entertaining are quietly controlling your life. Every thought that enters your mind is not equally important, but the ones you keep returning to, the ones you keep entertaining again and again, slowly begin to shape your entire life. At first, it feels small, just a thought that comes and goes, something you notice for a moment. But then you go back to it, you think about it again, you replay it, you add more to it, and without realizing it, you start feeding it your attention. And attention is powerful. Whatever you give your attention to grows. A small fear becomes a constant worry. A simple doubt becomes a strong belief. A passing negative idea becomes a pattern that repeats itself every day, not because it is true, but because you keep giving it space in your mind. You keep allowing it to stay longer than it needs to. Your mind learns from what you focus on. If you keep focusing on problems, your mind will become better at finding more problems. If you keep thinking about fear, your mind will create more reasons to feel afraid. If you keep replaying negative thoughts, your mind will start treating them as something familiar, something normal. And slowly, without you noticing, those thoughts begin to control how you feel, how you react, and how you see your life. You wake up, and the same thoughts are already there. You go through your day, and they follow you. You try to relax, and they come back again. Not because your life is full of problems, but because your mind has become used to thinking in a certain way. It has been trained by your attention. But here is what most people never realize. You are not being controlled by your thoughts. You are being controlled by the thoughts you keep choosing to stay with. The ones you keep revisiting, the ones you keep believing. Because every time you give them your focus, you are telling your mind, "This matters." And your mind listens. It repeats it more. It strengthens it. It makes it louder. The shift begins when you become more aware of where your attention is going. When a thought appears, you notice it. But instead of holding on to it, you let it pass. You don't build on it. You don't give it extra meaning. You don't sit with it longer than necessary. And at first, this feels difficult because your mind is used to being fed constantly. It will try to pull you back, to make you think again, to make you engage. But if you stay aware, if you gently bring your attention back each time, something begins to change. The thoughts that once felt strong start to weaken. The patterns that once felt automatic begin to break. The noise inside your mind becomes softer, not because the thoughts disappeared completely, but because you stopped giving them the power they once had. And slowly, you begin to feel a sense of control again, not by forcing your mind to be silent, but by choosing what deserves your attention. You begin to see that not every thought needs to be followed, not every idea needs to be explored, not every feeling needs to be fed. Some things can simply be noticed and then released. And in that simple act of not entertaining everything your mind produces, you take your life back. Because your mind is no longer deciding how you feel, you are deciding where your attention goes. And where your attention goes, your experience follows. The more you fight your mind, the more it takes control of you. One of the biggest mistakes people make when they begin to notice their thoughts is trying to fight them. They try to push them away, silence them, control them, or completely stop them from appearing. At first, it feels like the right thing to do. You think, if I can just get rid of these thoughts, I will finally feel peace. But instead of becoming quieter, your mind becomes louder. Instead of calming down, it becomes more active. And slowly, it starts to feel like you are losing control even more. This happens because of something very simple. Whatever you resist, you keep your attention on. The moment you say, "I don't want this thought," your focus goes directly to that thought. You begin watching it, checking it, trying to remove it, and without realizing it, you are feeding it energy. Your mind sees that attention and thinks, "This must be important," so it brings it back again and again and again. You try to push it away, but it returns stronger. You try to ignore it, but it becomes louder. You try to control it, but it multiplies. And over time, this creates a frustrating cycle. The more you fight your mind, the more trapped you feel inside it. The more you try to force peace, the further it seems to move away from you. But the truth is, your mind is not something you need to fight. It is something you need to understand. Thoughts are natural. They appear on their own, without your permission, without your control. And trying to stop them completely is like trying to stop the sky from having clouds. The more you struggle, the more exhausted you become. The real shift begins when you stop fighting your thoughts and start allowing them to exist without reacting to them. A thought appears, and instead of pushing it away, you simply notice it. You let it be there, without trying to change it, without trying to remove it, without turning it into something bigger. You stop treating it like a problem that needs to be solved. And something very interesting happens when you do this. The thought loses its intensity. It no longer feels as strong, as urgent, or as important as before. Because it is no longer being fed by your resistance. It is no longer being held in place by your attention. It is simply passing through, like it was always meant to. At first, this may feel uncomfortable. You may feel like you are not in control, like you are just letting your mind do whatever it wants. But in reality, this is where true control begins. Not by forcing your mind to be quiet, but by no longer being controlled by everything it produces. The more you practice this, the more space you create inside yourself. Thoughts come, but they don't pull you in. Feelings arise, but they don't overwhelm you. Your mind continues to move, but you remain steady. And slowly, you begin to feel something you may not have felt in a long time. A sense of ease, a sense of lightness, a sense of quiet strength. Because you are no longer at war with your own mind. And when that struggle ends, peace has room to return. The present moment is the only place your mind cannot hurt you. There is only one place where your mind loses its power over you, and that place is right now. Not in the past, where your mind keeps replaying what already happened. Not in the future, where your mind keeps imagining what could go wrong. Only in this moment, where your life is actually happening. If you look closely, you will notice something very simple but very powerful. In this exact moment, as you are here, reading or listening, nothing is wrong. You are breathing. You are present. Life is moving quietly. There is no immediate danger, no real problem happening right in front of you. And yet, your mind rarely allows you to stay here. It keeps pulling you away. It takes you back into the past, reminding you of things you cannot change, making you relive moments that are already gone. Or it pushes you into the future, filling your head with "what if?", creating fear about things that have not even happened. And every time you follow it, you leave the only place where peace actually exists. Because the truth is, your mind cannot hurt you in the present moment. It can only hurt you when it takes you somewhere else. When it makes you relive something painful or imagine something fearful, that is when the suffering begins. Not because of what is happening now, but because of where your attention has gone. The present moment is always simple. It is always lighter than your mind makes it seem. But your mind is not used to staying here. It finds stillness uncomfortable. It finds silence unfamiliar. So it keeps creating movement, keeps creating thoughts, keeps pulling you away from the calm that already exists. But the more you gently return to this moment, again and again, the more you begin to feel a shift inside you. You start noticing small things, your breath, your surroundings, the quiet space around you. You begin to realize that peace is not something you need to find in the future. It is something that is already here, waiting for your attention. And, slowly, as you keep coming back, your mind begins to lose its grip. The thoughts don't disappear completely, but they become softer. They pass more easily. They don't pull you as strongly as before, because you are no longer following them into the past or the future. You are staying where your life actually is. This is where true calm begins. Not by fixing everything in your life, not by controlling every thought, but by returning to the present again and again until it becomes your natural place to be. And in that space, something changes. The noise fades, the tension loosens, and you begin to feel a quiet kind of peace that was always there, hidden beneath the constant movement of your mind. Because in the end, your mind can only create suffering when you leave the present moment. And the moment you return, that suffering begins to disappear. The moment you stop believing your mind, you take your peace back. There comes a quiet moment in your life when something inside you begins to change. Not loudly, not suddenly, but gently. You start to notice your thoughts instead of immediately following them. You start to feel a small distance between what your mind is saying and what is actually real. And in that small distance, something powerful begins to grow. Awareness. For so long, you believed everything your mind told you. Every fear felt true. Every doubt felt real. Every negative story felt like something you had to take seriously. And because of that, your emotions were always moving, always reacting, always being pulled in different directions. You were not living your life. You were living inside your thoughts about life. But the moment you stop believing your mind so quickly, everything begins to shift. Thoughts still appear, but they no longer carry the same weight. A fearful idea comes, but instead of pulling you in, you simply notice it. A negative story begins, but instead of continuing it, you let it pass. You are no longer trapped inside every thought. You are standing outside, watching it come and go. And this changes your experience completely, because now your peace is no longer dependent on what your mind is doing. Your mind can be busy, it can be loud, it can bring up old fears or new worries, but you are not controlled by it anymore. You are not reacting to every movement inside your head. You are not believing everything that appears. This does not mean your thoughts disappear. They will still come, just as they always have. But now, they feel different. They feel lighter, less urgent, less convincing, because you have stopped giving them automatic trust. You have stopped treating them like truth. And without that belief, they begin to lose their power over you. There is a deep kind of freedom in this, a quiet strength that does not come from controlling your mind, but from no longer being controlled by it. You begin to move through your day with more calm, more clarity, more ease. Situations that once felt overwhelming now feel manageable. Thoughts that once felt heavy now pass more quickly. And slowly, you begin to feel something you may have been searching for a long time, a steady, grounded sense of peace. Not the kind that depends on everything going perfectly, not the kind that disappears when something goes wrong, but a deeper peace that stays with you, even when your mind is active. Because now you understand something simple, yet life-changing. Your mind will always create thoughts, but you do not have to believe them. You do not have to follow them. You do not have to turn them into your reality. And in that realization, something inside you relaxes. The pressure fades. The constant tension softens. The need to fix, control, and solve every thought begins to disappear. And what remains is a quiet space, a calm presence, a feeling of being at ease within yourself. This is the moment you take your peace back. Not by changing the world around you, not by silencing your mind completely, but by seeing clearly that your thoughts were never in control of you. You were only giving them that control, and the moment you stop, everything becomes lighter. Take a moment and just breathe slowly. Not everything in your life needs to be solved right now. Not every thought needs an answer. Not every feeling needs to be fixed. You have been carrying so much inside your mind, and most of it was never even real. It was just thoughts, passing through, creating weight that your heart was never meant to hold. And, maybe for the first time, you are starting to see it clearly. You are starting to notice how your mind has been pulling you into places that don't exist, into fears that haven't happened, into stories that were never true. And yet, you kept believing them. You kept following them. You kept letting them shape how you feel. But now, something is different. Now you are aware. Now you can pause. Now you can choose not to go with every thought that appears. And that changes everything. You don't need to control your mind to feel peace. You don't need to silence every thought. You don't need to fix every part of your life. All you need is this small shift, to stop believing everything your mind tells you, because peace was never far from you. It was never something you had to chase. It was always here, underneath the noise, underneath the overthinking, underneath the stories your mind kept creating. And the moment you stop feeding those stories, that peace begins to rise again, naturally, quietly, gently. So, from now on, when a thought comes, don't rush to believe it. Don't rush to react. Just notice it, let it pass, and return to this moment, again and again. Because this moment is where your life is. This moment is where your calm is. This moment is where your peace has always been waiting for you. And the more you come back to it, the more you will feel it. Not as something temporary, but as something steady, something real, something that stays with you. You were never as lost as your mind made you feel. You were never as broken as your thoughts told you. You were only caught in the noise. And now, you are learning how to step out of it. And in that quiet space, you finally begin to feel like yourself again.